Hey y'all, good afternoon. I want to take a few minutes just to talk to you and send a word of thanks out. And I hope a message, I trust a message of hope. And I also want to have a chat, a little stern talk with some other people. First, a word of thanks to all of you for staying home, for doing what you can to break the chain of transmission. I'm in Buffalo. Everybody knows New York. We are 381 miles from Manhattan. New York City is blowing up right now. I happen to be in Erie County, which is starting that exponential growth curve. 499 cases as of this afternoon. In the city of Buffalo itself, 202 confirmed cases. So we're starting the exponential growth curve here. My name's Kip, Desolation Angel Radio, Nomad Project. I have been out for the last couple of weeks making myself available to members of the vulnerable populations. People in the age range of over 70, cancer patients, transplant patients, immune suppressed people. Expanded it to healthcare workers this week, people with underlying heart and lung conditions, because they shouldn't be out at all doing essentials runs, grocery, pharmacy. I'm not out for fun. By the way, I'm not a hero. No way am I a hero of any kind, because there's not just me. Hundreds of people have stepped up here in Buffalo. If you need to get in touch with the Buffalo Mutual Aid Network, Buffalo Resilience, any of those people, Feed Buffalo, and you know me, you can get a hold of me. And if you're one of the members of those vulnerable populations, we can take care of you that way. But that's, because the true heroes, the heroes right now are nurses and doctors and grocery store clerks and cashiers, janitors, people cleaning in hospitals and everywhere else. And I'm missing other people, but those people serving essential functions in our society. One of my friends, long-haul truck driver, getting food back and forth to grocery stores. Those are the true heroes. Me, I'm just doing what I should do, what I'm supposed to do. Being a decent human being and trying to help. Because there are people who shouldn't be out. And I don't do it lightly. You saw me I'm going to show you something. And this is important because there's some things I've observed while I'm out doing those, because I have certain protocols. No communication in person, only by phone or by text. Give me the list. I do one person, one run at a time to avoid cross-contamination. I don't do more than 2 or 3 runs in a day, and then I'll take a day down to not run myself down or get myself exposed that much, because there's enough of us doing it to get it done. Just remember, if you're not in a vulnerable population and you're healthy, how much Instacart workers are being exposed, how much Amazon shoppers are being exposed. Those people, I'm not recommending people go out, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So anyhow, that's the protocol. And when I step out of the house every day, and Ash knows this, there's other people on the street that have seen me. This goes on. This is my mask. I've owned this for over a year. This comes up over it. Why? Because of the beard. I don't have COVID-19. I'm not exhibiting symptoms. I say, oh, by the way, single-use gloves. Single-use. Wipes. All kinds of wipes here in the truck. Steering wheel gets wiped down. When I go to take these gloves off, I'm going to hit them with foaming bleach. I'm going to hit the gloves with them. I'm going to hit the steering wheel with them. Anything I touch, the bottoms of my shoes, which have paper coveralls on them, single use, they're going to get disposed of properly. There's some things I'm seeing, though, when I'm out. And here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people going out in groups to the grocery store because they're bored. And they won't keep a 6-foot distance. Anybody that knows me knows I've got a particular look. 10 foot, not even far enough once I get that look on my face. I'm seeing whole families. There's no need to. I'm seeing people walking side by side. There's no need to. There's no need to do that. Why? Because we need to break the chain of transmission. It's starting to build exponentially. The two cities that mean the most to me, Buffalo and New Orleans, which has a big piece of my heart, and I was born and raised in Michigan, where Detroit is blowing up like a bomb right now too. Those three areas are taken off, and there's other areas in the country. This is a piece of RNA. It doesn't care what your beliefs are. It doesn't care what race you are. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care who you pray to or don't pray to. What it cares about is that you're a human being, and it has a single sole function in life. That's its only function in the universe, is to get inside a human host and find a way to replicate in the lungs if it can. If you get it, yes, there's an 80% chance that you will recover at home and have mild symptoms. There's a 20% chance you won't. Inside that 20% chance is another percentage of people who become critical. You need to get that in your head. It could be you. It could be a member of your family. It could be someone else. You could have it asymptomatically, not show symptoms, and be giving it to somebody else. I mean, yes, it's important that things get taken care of. Where I am right now, I'm delivering a blood pressure cuff for somebody, because the last thing in the world you want right now is to be in a doctor's office or an ER, because if you don't have it, you will when it's done. But once you go into a COVID-19 ward, you're going in alone. Your family's not going with you. And if you are unfortunate enough to be in that percentage that gets vented, you're not going to be FaceTiming. You're not going to be doing a video like this. If you are one of the people who dies from it, you will die alone with strangers, and the staff will do the best they can. Don't do that to yourself. Don't consign a friend of yours to that. As I'm out, I'll go by Delaware Park. I see way too many people out, and they're walking side by side. I see way too many people out that don't understand a 6-foot distance. 6 foot from one another is about the length of a coffin. That's the way to get it in mind. And that's the way to do it. Please, folks, the only way we break this, because it is human-to-human transmission, is we have to break the chain of transmission. The time is going to come as we reach our apex here, where I'm not going to be able to do these runs anymore for people, because I'm going to need to keep myself safe. Obviously, by all the gray, I'm in a group, okay? Like I say, what I'm doing doesn't make me special. It's math. I'm single. I'm grown. I have no family. I don't have anybody in particular in my life. If something's going to happen, I'd rather it happen to me than it happen to somebody who's 40 with a couple of kids at home, or somebody who's going to stand by his grave and weep, because that's not going to happen with me. I'm asking you, and if you're one of the people who's helping, thank you so much. And one of the ways you can help is to get it across to people that we need to break the chain of transmission. Because Mayor Brown, again today, reinforced social distancing guidelines. And the next step after that is going to have to be to lock it down. All right? I have a lot of friends who are festival people. We're not going to have festivals this summer if we don't break the chain of transmission. Understand that. For those small percentage of people I see, because most people are wonderful, they're great about it. You are absolute angels, and you're being as helpful as you can. But for that tiny percentage that I know, no, you don't get to go hang at your friend's house because you're bored, or because, because you've never been alone with your own thoughts and can't live with it. You don't get to do that, okay? I mean, you get to, but you could be giving somebody else a death warrant. Don't be responsible for that, okay? Be a person who is helpful. And a lot of people, by the way, I realize that I come across real harsh. I'm born, built, and wired for this. I really am. I'm thankful to all the people around me that help mold me and make me this person that's able to do this without a lot of fear. But there are people who are really scared right now, and some of them are our friends. And I understand that. I really do. I get it. It's scary. And you should be scared. Okay? There'll be plenty of, and so if you can reach out to somebody who's really scared, really anxious, really nervous right now and help them, please do it. All right? Please do it. The other part that I'm going to say right now about that whole let's break the chain of transmission. If you all, those of you that are not taking this serious, I mean, wear a mask when you're in public, even if it's a bandana like this. Wear gloves. My son is an ICU-RN who volunteered for a coronavirus unit. One of my dearest friends down in New Orleans, her mother is an RT, a respiratory therapist. I have all kinds of friends who are nurses. My son is an ICU-RN in a coronavirus unit. I'm going to take it real personal if there are those people in my circle of friends who don't take this seriously, because you need to. For those of you that are helping, thank you so much. If you can't get out there, and you shouldn't be, a lot of you, doing these essentials runs for people, make masks. Be helpful to people. Be there for people. Ask what you can do. Ask what you can do from your home, on the computer, on your phone, to help. You can be part of this. This is a war. We are all in battle. All right? But we can get through it. We really can. All right? It is about being emotionally close and physically distant. It is about all being on the same page. There's pre-COVID-19, there's post-COVID-19, and you're lying to yourself if you think that's not true. All right? We can get through this. We can. If you're one of those people and you know somebody who's not taking it serious, say something to them. Because we're at that point. The only way that we are going to beat this, the only way that we are going to be able to be together again, is if we break the chain of transmission. Okay? If you have to go out for an essentials run, leave the mask, the N95s for healthcare workers. We can talk about blame and scapegoat after this is done. The urgency and the immediacy of now is we need to support them in what they're doing. And the best way we can support them is to stay distant from one another. And if we have to go out, this, masks like this, gloves, dispose of them properly. Don't dump them in a parking lot. Okay? Be responsible for yourself. I love you all very much. I really do. We can get through this. If you need something, my name is Kip. You can find me on Desolation Angel Radio. You can find me through the Nomad Project. That's what's out doing these essentials runs. My phone number, area code 504-717-8386. Even if you don't live in Buffalo, I can probably find somebody. I've got a lot of friends across the country that can help you out. My radio show every night, yes, I have lots of friends on. It's not mine anymore. I turned it over to the community to serve as a beacon and a focal point. But this is urgent enough. I'm seeing it enough. And so are other people. I'm asking you, please. All right? I'm asking you, please. Do what you can. And what we can do right now is, let's break that chain. Let's please break it. I love you all.